Shamika, come and sit down here, please. Let's talk. I said, come and sit down here. What's happening? My baby. Shamika, it come to my attention that after several months of talking, it's like I still don't know you very well. We just be talking. Date, turn up. Your friends will join us every time. No intimate time alone. No, nothing like that. What happened now? Maximus, what do you mean? We do know each other. No, Shamika, not like that. I mean, really get to know each other. You know what I mean? Nothing now. No sugars, no nightcap. Like, what's the problem now? I think I be doing well now. I take care of you. I take care of your friends. Your car is paid for. Your rent paid 1 year advance. Come on. No lovey for me. What happened now? More I know for my hand, I beg. Well, Maximus, I was just taking my time, like, just to get to really know you, like, know your soul, like, your mind. Damn my soul and my mind. This my boy downstairs. Need some action now. It's been how many months? I never changed my oil yet. I want to change this oil. What's happening? Shamika. Fuck, man. Maximus, calm down. No, you calm down first. Are you changing your own oil? I need someone to change my oil. You change my oil. Which kind of nonsense be that?
Wow, you finally figured out how to do the team.
There's a lot been going on. So,
you know, we have new nominees for Democratic stalls, all that things, man. Shit.
Yeah. Your favorite rapper is running for presidency?
Your favorite rapper is running for president.
Wow. You know, I only listen to folk music.
Now we're lying. It's cool. Like Afro pop is dropping in like a week. Anyways,
I can't wait. You know what I realized today?
What did you realize today?
You know how Instagram does the lyric video?
Yes.
They don't have one. I'm not the lyric video, but they post the lyrics when you select the song.
Correct.
They don't have Before You Wake Up on there.
We need to inform the respective parties to let them know.
They have some kind of remix that some DJ did, but Before You Wake, and that one doesn't have lyrics. But Before You Wake Up original.
We have to call Dean to find out why that is.
I didn't want to say the name, but you know,
I mean, she's been on the show before. She's a friend of the show.
Yeah, she's a friend of the show.
Welcome everyone to.
What's good? After you welcome them.
Yeah, before we tell everybody what's good, we have to welcome everybody first, man.
No, go ahead.
Welcome. What episode is it? 62.
Let's find out.
Yeah, let's figure it out. I'm gonna assume it's welcome everyone to episode 62 of Wahala podcast.
It is 62.
Yes. You are. I know we know you. We know you've missed us. Well.
We've missed you even more.
Absolutely. Wahala the podcast, where you have two friendly goats from. Of African origin that basically give you the bants and let you know what's going on in the culture. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's been a minute, bro.
Online. Yeah, like even in person, online, like there's a pandemic going on.
This social distancing shit is trash, bro.
Yeah, we still checking on each other, obviously. I know we speak at least once a week, I feel like, or
I'm gonna snitch on BAWO though, because BAWO has definitely been outside.
Jesus is Lord.
I have.
100%.
I've been out here selling suya outside of the truck.
Hey!
You know, I've barely been outside because I didn't even get none. Like literally every time he's like he's hosting a shindig.
You haven't been outside?
I mean, I don't even know what outside looks like right now, bro.
Oh, wow. So the only outside you know is the Burna album.
Wow. That's a good one. Proud of you saying that.
No, I'm not.
We're excluding talk of everyone's babe. We are excluding that talk.
Anyway, I've been out a little bit, obviously, as an essential worker. Governor Cuomo has labeled my craft.
How you just make him sound like he's a River State governor? Governor Cuomo. Go teach behavior.
His brother from AIT.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my Lord. Nah, but I've been out. we took some time off. Obviously, there's been a lot of blessings in additions to our families and our lives, and a lot has happened. But I think we all needed some time, and we've also just been like getting some things situated in our personal and private lives.
Facts.
So obviously, we have conversations and we update each other on how things are going. But we also needed the break, and we also didn't want to come in and speak when we weren't ready to like get into it and be our same self, you know?
Very much.
So, but we definitely missed it though. But I think obviously now we're back in a similar energy. And obviously 2020 gives you topics every 3 hours. Like you don't even...
Literally, as we were going through the notes for this episode, like 4 different topics popped up that we weren't even thinking about.
This one. How about this one? No, this one's better. Like it does not end. 2020 is just, it's on, what's that? The limitless pill? It's showing up.
Also, when did the Revel Scooters get banned? Because I definitely was about to ride one of those the other day and they were just gone.
I think it was mid last month.
Got it. Because they were everywhere. Like I would say like a month, 2 months ago, I was seeing them everywhere. I was in Brooklyn for back and forth between the city and Brooklyn, and I was definitely seeing those scooters everywhere. And like those riders did not give one shit.
Yeah, it was the second death of the Revel scooter that led to it being banned in New York.
That's wild.
So what's it called? I know I would be uptown and I would see mandoms with no helmet. I've heard people were drag racing. I seen a picture of it in somebody's kitchen. In their apartment.
A Revel in somebody's kitchen?
Jesus is Lord!
I'm always fascinated when I see like city bikes and things like that. On social media, like in places that they're not supposed to be. We've all seen city bikes on social media in random places like people's houses and shit, but Revel scooters, that's interesting.
How about do we have this?
I wonder if I can get one of those scooters like unbranded, like where would I go that's not China to get one of those things?
I'm sure it's out. You know what I mean? Like with this being banned and probably somebody was trying to get a cheaper version out. I'm sure you can. Well, it would be in China, right? Probably hasn't left the warehouse.
Shit. We'll figure out it. We'll figure out that one out, Sha.
Yeah. We know you rich people like it little.
Wow, allegedly. Anyways, do you want to talk about your favorite rapper, Wildin, basically trying to sabotage the upcoming election, or
what is the meaning of this?
Who's my favorite rapper?
You know Kanye West is your favorite rapper, bro.
Oh, Kanye.
Yeah, I mean, you're the one that keeps bringing up Yeezus being the greatest album of all time. It's cool, and I get it. I
like Yeezus. I like Yeezus.
Yeah, so that's how I know you're definitely voting for Trump. But it's fine. It's cool.
Wow.
It's cool.
I didn't mind Yeezus. I'm sorry.
But I don't understand people that think like The Life of Pablo or Yeezus was better than, say, like Dr. Sid Fantasy. I saw those takes on that. I'm not saying you did that.
No, yeah. You know where I stand. Dr. Sid Fantasy has one of probably his best work. But
I definitely have been seeing some hot takes on the timeline ever since.
Life of Pablo was the reason Life of Pablo is what Life of Pablo is. I think it's because of the backlash Yeezus got. Right? So it was one of those things where it's like, y'all, the Ye fans were like, y'all coming a little too hard for my mans, and he just gave you our flows again, So
True.
I think it was like the revenge for the fan base. Well, I'm sure Kanye too, the whispers and all that, the shit talking. Well, he went on Breakfast Club and they were talking shit about Yeezus, so.
Yeah. I think the past few months has been interesting as a fan of Kanye's music and not necessarily of his latest antics. I think for most of and I know we've talked about it in episodes in the past, I think for most people that have been fans of Kanye for a long time, a lot of us are struggling to kind of have to address his clear mental illness and his outbursts based on his manic outbursts on social media or in interviews or whatnot. So my thing is like, look, we know Kanye needs help. whoever's around him should be helping him get help instead of, giving him the chance to self-destruct on the timeline. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think it's fair for everybody that cares about Kanye West have to see him have, these episodes. You know what I mean? That's just me. And I know that I feel like if it was another artist that was going through a similar thing, like they would have taken his phone by now. You know what I mean? So I just don't understand why the people around him.
Well, I think obviously maybe it wouldn't have gotten as much attention as well, because I'm sure that people showing signs of mental issues that we just
Britney Spears,
right? That just aren't put in the same pedestal as Kanye is being put in. So whatever Kanye says trends. It makes news.
Did you see the thing where it said that he was intentionally sabotaging?
The article, right?
Yeah.
It came out that it was a poetry approved. Yeah, I saw that. I absolutely saw that. It doesn't shock me because technically Ye rocks with Trump. His wife works with Trump. Obviously, they do a lot. They've done a lot to free some innocent men and women. So kudos to them. Like nobody's all bad or all good.
Yeah.
No one is without fault, and nobody is just straight. Doesn't have a conscience and all that, or have some kind of heart. So it's like, yes, Kanye can do good and have bad intentions for us. Yes, Kanye can make good music, and if you think good sneakers or good clothes, and still be a horrible candidate or a horrible, I would say, I don't want to say a horrible black man, right? But speaking on slavery being an option, speaking on previous civil rights leader, or speaking on people that did so much for the black race, in a negative light, like it holds, and knowing your voice holds weight and your voice can sway people's opinion. I don't know. I hate to say someone can be doing bad at being something, because there should be no exact right way to be a black person, but you can literally like reverse the movement. You can stall the movement. You could just change the topic or the narrative, and now we got to talk about something else. You know what I mean?
I have
going on.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I have so many hot takes concerning Kanye's presence in the political landscape as is. I just don't understand why he of all the people that I know are connected to him that actually would make more sense in a political space. I mean, Rhymefest has actually been a part of local government in Chicago. Lupe has been very outspoken about the past governments that have run this country, and
and he's been willing to die on that sword.
Absolutely,
which is very, very commendable.
So I just don't understand why. I mean, I understand why he's doing it, because he's a narcissist, and he's also clearly, going through his own personal battles. You see, I've learned how to be politically correct.
No, I 100% get where you're taking it. My thing, I think, because Kanye wasn't embraced by Obama.
No.
Obama being from Chicago.
Obama called him a jackass.
President. Right. Obama came after the president that he called a racist. There were just so many things that you thought would work out, right?
Yeah.
But it didn't work out. Yeah. And then we have Trump. Trump embraces him. So if we're saying there's some kind of mental health issue going on with Ye, and the fact that I think Ye can easily be swayed in his opinions.
Yeah,
Ye could be there's old Kanye, there's new Kanye, there's Kanye this week, there's Kanye emotional about that this week.
Yeah,
and
the current administration definitely exploited Kanye's current mental state for their own advancement, and unfortunately, the next generation, the generation after us, are very much influenced by everything Kanye does. And the fear is that with that influence, we will get a similar situation or a repeat of what happened in the last election, where a lot of votes that could have went to, a more formidable candidate would be lost because of the votes going to someone who never had a chance.
That's my thing, right? And I think Kanye this is what I think we should watch for, right? Because Kanye right now, he's big on being pro-life, right?
Yeah.
So I think as we see what Biden passionately, I don't know if that man has a bone of passion outside of doing them.
I mean,
but
if he remembers to have a bone of passion.
Yeah, whatever Biden and Harris stand on heavy, I think we have to see if Kanye continues to sabotage certain topics, right? If the Trump candidacy and the committee is like, okay, let's speak on this or let's go against that. If Kanye is along those lines, I think things are clear. I think it's clear already, but hopefully we get to see more of where the hell he's taking things.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting, bro. Like, I'm actually, when they announced Harris as Biden's VP, I immediately thought about how nasty a few things. I thought, okay, a lot of people in our circle have been very vocal about Kamala Harris's past, in government, in California, her role in locking Black people up and breaking up families, et cetera, et cetera. I've heard everything, right? I've heard how, Biden has also played a role in breaking up the Black family and writing laws that send Black people to jail and using Black men in the prison force for cheap labor and things like that. I've heard everything, right? So my thing is, with Harris now being chosen as the vice presidential candidate for Biden, my fear is that the upcoming news cycles are just going to be filled with misogyny. Like, all the pieces in the world to tear down this Black woman will be written and distributed, and we will be forced to ingest that content and defend this woman. Even the ones that don't necessarily care for her will be emotionally tied to the fact that it's a Black woman that's on in a very special position that they have to defend her. It's going to be a shit show. And it's like from one exhausting measure in politics to the next, and then you have the other side of people that are just happy that the election is coming up and they have a chance to get the current administration out. So it's going to be a wild ride, bro. We're a step closer to the next thing, but it's going to be a wild ride.
Yeah. It's so weird, right? Because now Trump says, I am Mr. Law and Order, right?
Yeah. I'm the, he said something about Biden not being, not being the Christian, whatever, not supporting Christian values or something.
Because I think this campaign is going to let us know that the people who vote or like Trump don't necessarily like Trump. They just like that he pisses certain people off.
Correct. It's about the reactions.
So now you're going to have Mr. Law and Order attack people for being pro Law and Order, right? Mm-hmm. You're going to have him attack whatever it is they stand for. He's going to attack it, even though he says he's that, So I think we're starting to see that a lot of times when some kind of news breaks on Trump saying something or ending something or starting, whatever it is, you get a lot of the supporters like, oh, this is going to piss the Dems off. This is going to piss the libs off,
Yeah. That's the one thing. That's the thing I hate about bipartisan politics in this country. It's like, it's not even necessarily about.
It's gang shit.
Literally, it's gang shit. It's not necessarily about good or bad. It's just, here's my agenda. Here's my party's agenda. I'm pushing it regardless of how it makes you feel. And if you don't fuck with it, we don't care. Like, there's millions and millions and millions of dollars being pumped into both sides, and they don't care who lives or dies in the process. It's just about pushing their own agendas. So, this country is interesting, bro. Like, one wants to believe in the system, but you and I both know that. I mean, you and I both seen things that make it very difficult to even necessarily have a position when things are happening in politics. So it's like, what's real and what's not. Like, in a perfect world, I would have love to see Elizabeth Warren elevated in such a...
Oh my God, that would have been so.
You know what I mean?
It's
for me, it's not about black. It's not about who's, the other thing I really, really dislike is all of the people on my timeline today. They're like, "Aren't you happy to see a black woman? Aren't you happy to see a black, blah, 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 blah." Yeah. For me, the pandering, the pandering and using color to pander frustrates me so much because
I don't, like the expectation people have for America is so, it's tiring for me. Like the expectations are so low for me. Like they're going to pander. Like when we said Black Power, they made us, it's basically changed to Black Lives Matter, right? So it's no longer like give us strength, give us power, just treat us as equals, right?
Yeah. Because of course I would love to see a black woman, in a position of as a vice president or president. I would have loved to see a black woman, clinch the Democratic or whatever major party nomination. It would have been lovely to see. But the truth is, all the options we really had across the board were pretty much booty. And to me personally, I thought that Elizabeth Warren had the least baggage out of all of her contenders in order to...
it's the least pandering. Like it doesn't feel like pandering. Yeah. Like I don't know how to put it, but of all the candidates, right? It sounds
she felt the most real. It felt like the most real.
It just, I don't even know. It just feels like we're being heard, right? Because now we ask for Black Lives Matter. People just paint stuff on different streets and tell us this is like what matters. This is what you want, and that's what they're making Miss Harris. It's like, yeah, this is it. This is a sign of the times. No, this is not what we're talking about. It's not just don't throw black people in certain spaces and be like, all right, this is it. Because it just doesn't work like that.
Yeah, it feels like affirmative action in politics, and it's I hate to look like the guy that's hating because that's what it's going to sound like. But I'm not the only person that feels that way, and I've seen it all up and down my timeline. I know you've seen it all, but up and down your timeline. Wonderful to see a half black, half Indian woman representing multiple cultures and representing diversity. But track record, is she qualified to be in a position to stand for the issues that we actually give a shit about? That is what I care about. Or are more black families going to be broken up under her guise? Or, is she going to pander? Has she been pandering to clinch the nomination? Most people that I know would say yes. Is she going to continue pandering in her position once she's, inside the White House? Most people in our circle would say yes. So, is that what our country needs right now? Most people would say, it's better than having 45 in the White House. So I get it. The reality is, many people I know are making sure that their passports are active.
Like, I don't even know how to, like, it's just, the team tire me. Like, now I just think we just have to...
EBTs. Boys are brave. Boys are brave.
EBTs, my brother. Charlie, EBTs. Like, we just need to get mans out of here, and then we should start dialogue on the third party system. Like, because the one thing I'll give to the generation after us is they do not care.
Nope. Not
they do not care. They they still have the police department on edge, bro. Like, they're ready to push. They're ready to just get them clean out of here. We were never that energy. We were just like, hey, just arrest them, suspend them, like, get them off our streets. Like, we respect what you guys do. Nah, get them all the hell out of here. So I think it's perfect time for, like, the third party system to happen. But let's just get mans out of here first. I just want to see this man, like, step out of office, because I don't know how it's gonna happen. I just don't. I feel like he's not gonna leave.
Again, us being Nigerians, us being Nigerians, we've seen the worst of the worst with people not trying to cede power. So it wouldn't surprise me, Sha. But if that happens, I'm out of here. I'm going to just figure it out in another country. Not a big problem.
Yeah, I told you, I might have to find a way to get that Ghanaian passport.
I know. We can just hit up Abdul. He's a plug, so we can just figure it out.
I seen pictures with him and the president. So hey,
don't worry. We have gone to.
Don't finish the statement. Don't finish that sentence.
They'll just calling us Charlie anyhow.
And I'll be down for that.
What would be your Ghanaian name once you can fully convert to Ghanaian?
I'm gonna just Google the day I was born, and we're gonna go with that. You know what I mean? It ain't gotta be too deep.
Quadro Bonsu.
That's yours?
I don't know if Quadro would be.
I feel like you don't fit a.
I'd probably be a Nana. I feel like Nana would be okay for me.
Nana, just straight up Nana.
Just Nana. Nana Boateng. Oh, Nana. I like Nana Bonsu.
You don't know.
I'd be
you don't
Nana
know why
Bonsu
it's going on.
Nana Bonsu.
Nana Bonsu. It's very simple. I don't want anything complex.
My Wednesday names, I have Kwaku. Kweku.
I can see you being Kweku.
Kweku. Okay.
You know what's really funny? And he's gonna hate me when he hears this. But at the beginning of quarantine, basically we took a bet that who would be the first one in our group to get a haircut. And as slowly but surely, some of us started to get our haircuts in like May, June, etc. We got a haircut and put it in the group chat. And everybody in the group chat said, you look very Ghanaian with that haircut. So they nicknamed him Kweku, but for short it was Dr. Quex.
Dr. Quex, why you put
Dr.
that man whole business on there? It's
cool. He understands that, he's the one that shared the picture to the group chat. If you don't want to be called Dr. Quex, he shouldn't have got his...
You don't put up pictures that remind people of Dr. Quex.
It's still better than Big Shacks, anyway.
Oh, wow. Well, I think so. I think I'll go with Kweku. Very simple.
Kweku fits you, Sha.
Yeah.
As long as your name doesn't sound like a Sarkodie verse, then you're fine. And what else?
Yeah. I think I'm down with Kweku. Kweku's fine. Do you know what day you were born?
I want to say it was a Tuesday.
You can Google it real quick. Thursday?
It was a Saturday. I was a Saturday.
Oh, yeah, Kwame.
Hey!
Kwamena, Komi, and Kwame.
Okay, so I'd be Kwame Bonsu.
Kwame Bonsu, just like that.
I don't like it. I want to be Nana.
You could be Kwame Nana Bonsu.
Can be. Okay. I like it. I like that one. That's it.
So yes, there you go. Welcome to No Wahala with Kweku and
Kwame
Nana.
Kwame Nana.
Kwame Nana. Yeah, one word. Kwame Nana.
Oh man, all the Kwames and the Nanas we know are definitely going to beat us up. 100%.
If you hear election night comes and you find out who wins and it ain't who we would like, straight up Kweku and Kwame Nana.
That's it. I would just carry my shito and my banku and just head out.
Get the shito out of here.
Straight to British Airways and just head out. And then my accent will change from Lagosian accent to Tema Kumasi accent, where I will now, instead of saying walk like a Yoruba goat, I will now say work.
Jesus,
because we have to work. We have to work with our people to get out of America and, work on our accents.
My homegirl is on her way to Nigeria right now.
She got the charter flight? Good for her.
She went from one place to one place to one place, and she's currently in Benin, about to cross borders into Nigeria.
Oh wow, she did dog. She did what we did in December. Did I tell you how we basically got? We were in a precarious situation where we basically had to go through Togo and Benin and all these just to get to Ghana. I never told you that story?
I don't think we covered that.
Got it. It was a traumatic experience. But basically what happened was we took a private flight to get to from Nigeria to Ghana because there was a flight that we were supposed to take that was overbooked. It was like some miscommunication happened where we weren't able to make our initial flight during Detty Dizemba from Nigeria to Ghana for the second half of our Detty Dizemba engagement. And what ended up happening is we took a private flight from Lagos to Accra. But on the way back, there was no flight. We had to now jump on one of those, I don't know what they call those buses, but we jumped on those buses. Guy, it took us 3 days to get back to Lagos from Accra.
What is the meaning of all this, Jack?
I've been to every country between Ghana and Nigeria. Bruh, every time we stopped in another country, I had to figure out if we were speaking English or French or Portuguese. I had to figure out if we're, giving little kids dollars or naira or pound. I didn't know what the hell was going on, bro. It was nuts. We stopped in like 4 different countries, if I'm not mistaken, on the between Ghana and Nigeria. I didn't even realize there were that many countries between Ghana and Nigeria. But a bus trip will shock you. When you fly, you don't even think about it. What is an hour flight from Ghana to Nigeria? But when you are driving, hey, it literally took 2.5 days.
In them damn roads.
It was. I didn't even know people did that drive, bro. That shit was crazy.
Money got to get made, bro.
It was crazy. We made it, Sha. I'm still here to tell the tale.
You don't know why it's
the reason people think Ghana and Nigeria are so close is because we talk so much shit to them. But the only reason we do more than anybody else is we both speak English, I think.
This is very true. Basically, most of the countries between Ghana and Nigeria are not English-speaking countries. From what I've learned. And, I never really thought thought about it. Yeah, I never thought. The next country to us is Benin Republic, right?
Yeah, Benin. There's Benin and Togo.
Togo, then Burkina Faso?
No, let me check. Benin, Togo, and is there one more? There might be one more. I think Burkina. Oh, is Burkina Faso right next to Ghana?
I believe so.
I'm drawing a blank here. I'm gonna Google the map.
I'm also Googling the map. We're cheating. It's okay.
No, we're gonna find out. We want to give the people the facts.
It was nuts, bro. All I know is that by the time they had stamped my passport like 3 times before we actually got to the destination. And so what I also learned was, because Nigeria is so backwards, basically when I went to Ghana from Nigeria in 2018, the previous year, they didn't stamp my passport when I was leaving Accra to go back to Lagos before I flew back to the States. So because Ghana didn't actually stamp my passport to say that I had left Ghana, my passport basically showed as if I stayed in Ghana for an entire year. So when I tried to go into Ghana in 2019, in December, they were like, well, your passport says you are here for 360 days. So explain that to us, sir. And they were basically making it seem like I was
Kwame Nana did again, B.
Yeah, like I was like selling drugs in Ghana for a year, which is absolutely nuts. And at first I didn't understand. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I flew on a plane. I flew back to New York last year. I mean, that's all I remember. They're like, your passport doesn't say that. Your passport says, my friend, that basically you were in Ghana for a whole year. So you have to explain this to me, or pay some. You have to fix this. They're basically trying to say, if you want us to fix this, you pay us.
I love how you put your Ghanaian accent and then you translate it for people. You're a good guy.
I don't even know if guy. You have to explain this passport thing to us. I don't know how you got in and out of the country, but you have to pay us to fix your passports. And I was like, well, I don't have any. I don't have any Ghanaian currency for you people, so I don't have CD for you people. But if you want a dollar, the minute I said dollar, everybody around me was like, "Guy, shut up!" Because I forgot that when you make it clear that you're an American, they make your life very difficult.
Of course.
Otami suffer enjoy. I very much was in pain when I realized that I had to pay a certain amount of monies to get my passport fixed. They fixed it, Osha.
Right.
They fixed it.
They scammed you out of a stamp and then made you pay for it.
100%. They got me. That was the first time that I can recall. Correct. They played the long game. That was the first time as an adult that I can recall that any government official in Africa was able to scam me out of paying to get out of something. And I hate that it had to happen in Ghana because I love Ghana so much. I hate that it had to be them.
Well, sometimes you gotta pay taxes and they tax you.
But, what I will say is when they let us through, it wasn't like an automated system where they had to have somebody actually go outside and let us say, when you go through a toll, like the Easy Pass joint where it's automated, there was they had a little boy just untie a rope to lift the kidney up so we can pass through. It was very hilarious. I said, I will very much tell this story to Abdul. Abdul laughed when I told him this full story.
Long game, bro.
Yeah, that's how they did me in Ghana. So when I make fun of Shita and Banku, it comes with some pain.
You've earned the right.
Yes.
Nana, you've earned the right.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Back to just wrap that up, man. We hope and pray. Well, we just want man's out of here, but I don't know. Whichever way. That's why when people were reacting to the VP news, he could have put. I don't even care who he picked. Not saying she's not qualified, so I don't want to say any names to make it look like we're downplaying it. Very happy a black woman is getting just due, but we can't just make a broad ass stroke say every black woman is the same. They're not. You know what I mean? And obviously, she has a resume. She has a track record in which we're speaking on.
Absolutely.
But regardless, it is get mans out of here, and anybody that looks like they're running with mans, including your favorite rapper. It is what it is.
But whenever you say he's my favorite rapper, I can't even be mad because at one point, he was definitely an artist that I,
enjoy their music.
Yeah, exactly. So,
can I ask a question? Because I was thinking this the other day. What was the last Kanye song you were excited to hear? Like a new song, you're like, oh shit, Kanye got some shit coming. I'm very happy to hear this shit. Because now when I hear Kanye has an album coming, I don't really, it ain't nothing for me to worry about. What was the last, because Kanye was there for us at a certain, when it was gangster rap, and he came out, he was just a breath of fresh air. So when did it start to just fall apart?
So the answer that I really wish I could give, I can't say. But the second time that I realized, okay, maybe I'm wildin' by caping for him every time he does something wild, was after I want to say it was Meadows Music Fest when he performed and then ran off the stage because he found out that his wife and children were basically getting robbed in France.
Yeah. Yes.
That was when I started to really worry about his mental state, and I can't really dive into the reasons why because I learned some things about that scenario that made it very clear that he definitely needed real people around him that that really care about him around, and I'm not sure if it's really hard for me to talk about it, but basically that was the time where I realized that he needed people around him that really give a fuck about Kanye West.
Right, I enjoy your music, but this is more about you than it's bigger than your music to you because of what you learned.
Correct.
Right.
So
I enjoy that you're making music, but I'm really more worried about you.
Basically. And then as time went by, then I'm learning that he's, being admitted to hospitals and being restrained and being given, certain medications to alter his moods. And, now he's bipolar and he's this and that. And I'm just like, look, with all these different diagnoses that they're given the guy. I really just hope that he has people around him that have his best interests at heart. And as time has gone on, I just don't know if we have seen that necessarily be the case. Like, none of us can say that he has people around him that have his best interest at heart for sure. Like, we know that sometimes he has people around him that really care about him, but most of the time, we don't really see it. And I also learned recently that him and Kim haven't been speaking for months. Like, they haven't been around each other for months. I feel like they recently had a conversation that was caught by paparazzi. Like, he hasn't allowed Kim to fly out to Wyoming to see him. Like, they've been beefing. So I worry about the people that he's keeping around him. You know what I mean? I really do. Because after he lost his mom, I really think that's where things started to kind of go in a direction that has brought us to this point. So yeah, that's Moesha. Like, he's been on various TV shows and just kind of showing the world where he is mentally, and it hasn't really been something that has made me feel like he's getting the full support that he needs mentally.
It's a heavy topic. I want to say sensitive, but yeah, it's a heavy topic.
Mm-hmm. How about you? What was the first instance that you recall you being like, yeah, something is off here?
I think it was the, what's it called, interview? You Ain't Got the Answers? The Sway interview.
Oh.
I think that was it. And then the, what's it called? After he did Sway interview, he did the Breakfast Club. And obviously some of that. By the Breakfast Club, I was like, oh wow, this man is being like coached, you know? Yeah. Like, he is now, he's not necessarily empty vessel, but he's easily influenced, right? So I think he became like, it just was like, okay, that someone is pulling the strings up. People are teaching him certain things and not giving him the full picture. Because I think he was speaking on the Medici family, and you could just tell it just sounded like someone passionate about a recently learned topic. You know how you learn something new, or like some people learn something new, and since they just learned something new, they're like, yeah, y'all niggas don't know about this, right? But it's like, you didn't know about it, and now you know about it, but that doesn't mean the world didn't know about it, right? Yeah. You know, so that's when I was like, okay, there's something off. And then as you start listening to College Dropout as less of a person that was smart to not go to college, and more of a person that was bitter he didn't go to college and now was making something of himself. Because it's like, there was a lot of knocks to like people with degrees, people that went to college, people, you know, like there was like, it took individualism out of higher education a little bit, you know? So you sound like, damn, Ye is a beautiful artist. Ye knows music like nobody. But the content and the message, like, it's starting to let me know what was bothering him, you know? Like, we can see it more. And then when he would talk about, I had to take X amount of showers after Amber Rose to deal with Kim, you know, I was like, oh man, this, you know, it's not, these aren't things I can like rock with, like the music part. And that's one thing, you know, as adults, you learn, like, just because somebody's good at this doesn't mean they're good at everything. You know, some people are just, that's it. That's their talent. That's their skill. You know, yes, they now have, you know, a platform and they can speak on certain things, but this is what they're really good at, you know? Like, they could be a genius at one thing. Like, that cup could be full. Like, that skill, they're at 100, but they might just not be good at anything else, you know? So after that, it was just like, just appreciating the old music. Like, I play Kanye music often, but you should, I couldn't tell you a verse from Kids See Ghost. Kids See Ghost, right?
Yeah, Kids See Ghost. That was actually a project that I expected so much more from that project, but Reborn is one of my favorite Kanye records ever.
I've never listened to anything from there. I couldn't, like, he starts talking in new music and I'm like, I really don't care. Because the messenger, just doesn't interest. Like, the content, whatever it is, if I don't care about the person, whatever it is you're spewing, you're going to have to say some shit very quickly for me to continue hearing your voice. Yeah, so after then, I was just, like, more worried about him because of what he was, through his early music and how he helped me fall in love with the genre even more. But it's like, I'm sorry, bro. As a person, I'm worried about Mans. Every time he talks, every time he puts something out, every time he tweets, it's like, bro, God bless his family, God bless his mom, God bless his pops, but it's like, bro, I just want him to be happy, and I'm just good on the music. Yeah, that's really where it's at for me.
Solid take, bruv. It's a solid take, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, we've talked about Kanye, we've talked about biting Kamala Harris. Upcoming music drops. What are some records that actually we can run through them?
Yeah.
We have Burna Boy is dropping his is this his sixth album?
Oh. Is it 6 or 5? Wow, it's 6 already?
I want to say...
I feel like it's 5, right? Let's see. I'm a little worried, too, about it. I feel like there was one album that... I think it's 5, bro. Let's see.
They keep saying upcoming instead of saying the...
Yeah, there's Life on a Spaceship, Redemption, and African Giant.
So it's his
and
fifth?
then there's Outside, right?
The 1, 2, 3... No, Steel and Copper.
Steel and Copper. So that would be 6. Because Apple only had 4 here. So I
Redemption, Life, Steel and Copper on a Spaceship, Outside, African Giant.
Okay. So this is numero 6. Produced. Executive produced.
Okay. It says 5th album on New York Times. So we're going to say that it's the upcoming 5th studio album, Twice as Tall. It's actually interesting because it's dropping on... Okay, so now I'm seeing different release dates. Is it dropping on the 13th or the 14th?
I see 14th.
This is okay. Billboard says 13th.
Well.
Billboard says 13th.
Oh, he tweeted 14th. So anyway, I don't know if it's one of those times.
Burna Boy's upcoming 5th studio album, Twice as Tall, drops on the 14th. Fireboy GML, who I believe...
I got a take on this album, by the way.
I can't wait to hear it. Is he still he's still YBNL, right?
Oh no, I'm talking about Burna.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll run through them. I just want to run through the upcoming drops.
I know Olamide gives them a certain amount of album he signs them to and lets them go do their thing.
Got it.
I feel like it should still be YBNL. And another former YBNL artist, Adekunle Gold.
Yeah. So Adekunle Gold is dropping Afropop Volume 1 on the 21st.
Very excited.
Yeah, we're very excited for that project. A lot of friends are on it.
Has features in there, yeah.
We may have some special BAWO affiliated.
We might be able to get a feature on a podcast.
I may have to say when it drops.
And a couple more he's.
Exactly. Cuppy is also dropping her album, Original Copy, on the same day, the 21st.
I love the consistency out of her.
Shout outs to Cuppy. Cavemen, one of my favorite groups in Nigeria, they're dropping their upcoming album called Roots on the 22nd.
Beautiful.
Yes, looking forward to that. They were also pretty much the sound that powered Lady Donnelly's Enjoy Your Life album. I love the Cavemen.
That's a Lady Donnelly.
Shout outs to her as well. Davido's dropping A Better Time, the follow up to A Good Time, at a date that I am not permitted to announce yet, but it's coming soon. Yes, soon
2020.
And of course, Wizkid's Made in Lagos is also dropping at a future date to be announced.
It's dropping at a Wizkid date. If you know Wizkid,
correct. It's dropping when Wizkid wants to drop it.
We don't know why
this
it's
is
going
true.
on.
Smiled, the first single from the upcoming project, dropped 2 weeks ago.
I feel like 2 weeks ago, featuring her.
Yeah. So those are the upcoming music album releases that we have on slate. There's a few other ones that are dropping. I saw Pato is dropping something soon, but I didn't have a date for it. Who else? Well, that's what I have for now, Sha.
Yeah, that's I think in that lane, that's what we have coming, or what's making or trending anyway. So I'm very, very excited for.
So which albums do you want to share your opinions on? I've heard a few of these albums already, but I can only share opinions on a few of them, so I don't offend.
Well, Made in Lagos, as a Wizkid fan, I think Wizkid hasn't necessarily missed on an album.
The album's incredible, by the way.
Yeah, so I'm not shocked that it's incredible, because even Sounds from the Other Side, which a lot of people, like the main Wizkid fans don't necessarily like, I really enjoyed. I think Wizkid makes very good albums. I think it's usually a nice, well-rounded album with bops and, like heavy songs. Because I don't know, I just think Mans makes good albums. Davido's I'm excited about. It's quite interesting being that so close, so I know this is gonna, like, everybody is, pointing outwards when it comes to the continent, so I know the feature's gonna be crazy for them.
Bro, my man's has a record with Nas, bro.
Like, see, so
that's all I will say.
This is my thing. Like, very few people work harder than Davido. Very few people are putting that work in. And with what, the amount of money he has, the amount of access he has, he still puts in work. He still is out there struggling and getting it out there. Man's always has a hoarse voice.
Absolutely.
He is out there working. So I'm excited for that. What else? Burna Boy's album. I saw the track list. I saw the feature.
Man has Naughty by Nature featured on a song called Naughty by Nature. That's some boss shit. And what do you think about Diddy executive producing the project? I personally have my own thoughts on that, but I mean, you and I both know that Mama is very involved, which is great. I'm sure her EPing is going to really be the standout on the project per usual, but I'm interested to see how Diddy's influence actually shows up on the project.
I can't.
At least Diddy didn't sign Burna, so we know the album's going to come out.
I legit can't wait. Like, the one thing, I'm sorry, I there's so many connections to Burna between us, the people we know and the people we've worked with, whatever it is. So, but it's just like, I'm not feeling the way Burna is being branded.
Okay. Do you care to elaborate on that?
I think Burna is being given this wise, logical African man. I love the word wise, logical, because I love boondocks. But so Burna is being given this. Burna doesn't interview well. It is what it is. Like, but I will say Burna has been interviewed by a lot of African women that I've seen. Like most of Burna's interviews, I've seen the Breakfast Club one.
Yeah.
I've saw the Sway one. I've seen a few others, in the British channels. So I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's a comfort thing, but there's this narrative. Like, obviously, we know who Burna's mom is.
Yeah.
We know how educated Burna's mom is.
Yeah.
We know what she's probably instilled in Burna. We know all that, and we know the lineage. We know what they've had access to. We know the stories they heard.
Yeah.
So, but I just don't see Burna as this person, maybe because he hasn't spoken about it. But Burna is just this very, 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 very talented musician. And obviously, no one man, like, you're not one thing. So I want to see what else there is to it. But it's just like, I feel like there's this touchy topic in the African and the African American relationship that everyone shouldn't jump into.
And I've seen that take on the timeline in the past week.
Like, I get the we love you, come back home. There's a home here for you, right? That's beautiful, right? But again, this broad strokes can't be painted for any group of people.
Yeah.
Certain things are insensitive. Everyone doesn't have a relationship with the home in which you're building. And even the home in which you're building, the topic, like the conversation Burna has with people, like on the timeline with Nigerians, where it's like, oh, you guys need to realize this government doesn't love you. You guys are foolish for not, like Burna says that to the timeline, like, yo, we have to do more. Like, yes, that's true. So you can't tell people, come here, it's all good here. And the people there, you're telling them, we have a lot of work to do. Where are you bringing these people to?
No, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think it's so insensitive, because it's like, yes, you're welcome to come here, but we also have to better the place people are coming to. Like, even here, we know it ain't shit. Like, I know you say, okay, cops are killing people here, but what's happening back home? Is SARS not a thing?
That's a good point.
So like, it's such I don't know, man. Like, it's the music is great, and obviously Burna covers a lot of topics. Burna touches topics that a lot of people aren't willing to touch, and he makes great music out of it. But
it's a sensitive topic, and you're absolutely right. I think the first time I heard this take was when, at the BET Awards, or it was the BET Awards, where his mother basically, where his mother was making she was making a point that, we were, African Americans were African first, not to forget where they come from, et cetera, et cetera. And I think that was definitely a topic of contention for a lot of African Americans that I guess were unfamiliar with Burna, the artist, and his mother as well. So I mean, nothing that you're saying is new to especially to the listener of the podcast. I mean, I'm sure there's people that have very similar takes as you. I think that when you get people like us that have lived abroad, live here, and see how different life is for people that live in both environments, and then you have people, that see the opportunities for two different groups of people to work closer together to see the potential on both sides and elevate together. Just because that's the vision, it doesn't mean that it always translates the way that it's intended to. And I think that's the issue. I think Burna says things in a way where there's good intent, but sometimes it may be perceived as, oh, who are you to be telling African Americans, etc. Right? I feel like, and Burna's not the only African that has gotten this pushback from, people in the diaspora and people on the continent for having takes, right? I know that every time, like Lovey, Cynthia Erivo, anytime they get into conversations about African continental, people that live on the continent versus people that live in the diaspora, whenever there's heated debates about certain conversations or topics regarding the lifestyles or experiences of people on both sides, it's always heated. So that doesn't surprise me at all. But I do think that everyone involved is coming from a good place. It just may not translate well because people are sensitive about, things like that. You know what I mean? Like if you're speaking on a place of authority about another group of people, it sometimes it comes across as who the fuck are you to be telling me how to live my life? Who the fuck are you to tell me what I'm experiencing if you're not even from here? You know what I mean? So I get it. I'm just interested in seeing how the message translates from the continent to diaspora.
Right. No, because I know there's going to be a press on, right?
Yeah,
absolutely. There's going to be interviews done, and there is this, obviously Diddy speaks on it as well. There's the Black love, there's the Black power, Black unity. Yeah. So I'm not sure the content of the album. I know you've heard. I'm not sure if all or some. So I know certain topics are going to be covered. I don't know if Diddy's going to be talking shit on the album, which would be beautiful because, I love a good shit talk. But it's just like everybody has to realize like it's a little more complicated, especially if you're not living in the person's shoes. If you're not spending days and seeing what's going on, we are here. And also we can be insensitive to the African American story, even though we're here. As Africans in America, like you can still live and still not fully grasp or still not fully understand the hurt or the disconnect that exists between both parties, So when I see somebody speaking on it, it's like, it just comes off insensitive, So, and Burna means so much that it's like, if you're going to take this path, like it could just derail everything you're doing if you're not looking to listen and maybe create platforms for those who understand it a little better than you could, because J. Cole just went through that with No Name, where it's like, yes,
it's like they're both saying they're both trying to understand each other, but they're just lost in translation.
Exactly. Yeah. Like you really gotta sit, and sometimes it's not. You just have to say, "Hey, my name is this, and I spoke to this, and I'm gonna have them cover it." Because it's just not going to come out well and just of certain things, like you could understand somebody, you could live with somebody, be in the same household, eat what they eat and still not deal with what they deal with,
Yeah.
So sometimes you really just like a man and woman could be married for years and she still can't tell the woman's story, So sometimes you really just got to let whoever tell their story or give somebody a platform from that end to tell the story.
Yeah, so for sure.
I just don't, it's just, I'm not saying don't embark on that journey, but it's a slippery slope. It could, like one thing could just discredit everything in which you're trying to build because you want to say the right things or you think you understand what's going on. So that's my feedback on that. But obviously, I've learned how to cut music in person, with certain artists. Obviously, you can't do that with everybody, but I want to hear the album and I'm worried about what comes outside of the album.
I guess we shall see. I mean, it drops the 14th, yeah?
So the 14th, bro.
We shall see.
A couple days away.
Twice as tall, man. We shall see. We shall see.
4 days away. I need to stop saying a couple of things are more, not two. It's a bad habit. It's a horrible habit.
That's funny.
Sure.
Let's see what other records dropping. Adekunle Gold, Afropop, yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, I'm very excited. Shout out to Yinka for getting a feature. I loved yes, big shout out to Yinka. I was going nuts when I found out.
Absolutely, and it's well deserved. I mean, she's been grinding for a very long time. We love to see the grinders win.
Like we're huge fans of Adekunle, so regardless, we were gonna bump this album. But I like both songs so far. Something Different and AG Baby have both top. Like,
absolutely, I love Nyla Blackman. It's nice to see these collaborations happen.
I be playing that shit so damn much, bro. Literally was playing it today, and then I just put it on a shuffle, and then Before You Wake Up, and I was like, yo, this song is so fuego. I wanted to put it on my Instagram, and that's when I realized it's not even up there. So yes, Anthony, yeah, big. But no, I'm definitely looking forward to it. I know the other features, Pato Rankin, Techno, and Yinka, so I can't wait.
It's gonna be really dope. Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to Adekunle Gold. Shout out to all the collaborators involved, the producers, the graphic designers, the animators. I mean, I know a lot of work went into putting this project together. So,
did Adekunle do his cover? Because he's good for that.
I'm not sure if I'm allowed to answer that question. So I'm just gonna say that his team worked on it.
Yeah. Did what they had to do.
Yeah, they did what they had to do.
Yeah, so we're quite excited for that. So next topic. You gonna cover that?
With next album?
No, I said the next topic.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Did you hear about the northern Nigerian singer that was basically sentenced to death for blasphemy? In the north?
I saw the timeline. I saw it on my timeline, but I didn't dig into it.
So basically, it was some Sharia law stuff. I saw it on the timeline this morning, and I dug a little deeper, but it just reminded me of why, we let Musa basically be our northern representative, because sometimes things happen there that we just don't understand. But from what I gathered from everything happening, apparently this northern Nigerian singer was sharing a song that he made through WhatsApp, and it circulated in the north, and he went into hiding because there were some lyrics in it that were basically blasphemous according to Islam. And Sharia law, for those that don't know, Sharia law is a religious law that is applied by the northern Nigerian government to the citizens, in addition to the federal government law. So imagine having the United States Constitution, and then aside from that, you had a religious law that was based on the Bible, like based on the Old Testament of the Bible, where basically you could get stoned and lashed for things that were like, you can't chew gum on Sundays, and if they caught you chewing gum on Sunday, they would stone you, that type of stuff. So that still happens in certain parts of Nigeria, mainly in the Muslim dominated north. We see, unfortunately, we hear of certain things that happen in northern Nigeria that are related to, just illiteracy, and just, certain lawmakers taking advantage of the illiteracy and in the citizenship of those areas. You have things like Boko Haram that happen, and unfortunately you have things like Bring Back Our Girls. Like, there's just unfortunately not a lot of bright news that comes out of northern Nigeria. And it's a shame, because a lot of the Hausas and Fulanis that we know personally, are great people. It's just, unfortunately, the illiterate and the militant and overly religious people that are in these northern regions exploit and manipulate the lower class citizens in those areas. Basically, like what you see in America. Like, you go to certain hole in the wall cities and towns in the South, and you get a whole bunch of people that will, vote for, certain things just because they're manipulated into believing that all of the immigrants are taking their jobs, or, there's no resources that are taking care of them, because, Black people are taking, have rights and affirmative action, whatever can be used to manipulate them into believing that their misfortunes are caused by other people. The representatives of their towns and regions, whatever, will use that to, stay in power and continue to control the resources of those areas. So basically the same thing is happening in northern Nigeria. And these people that we're discussing basically condemned this Nigerian singer to death for putting out a song on WhatsApp that circulated and essentially went viral on WhatsApp in northern Nigeria. So he was in hiding for some time, and they found him, and from what I understand, he's in jail and awaiting sentencing. Oh no, he was sentenced already, so I don't actually know what's going on, whether they've set a date to do anything. I know there's petitions that are online to get him off, but do petitions actually work in Nigeria, BAWO? Like, I don't know.
Where do petitions work? Where the hell do petitions work? And that's Word to Breonna Taylor. Where do they work? So, come on. There are other petitions in Nigeria right now going on. Victims of rape, the police just, overexerting their powers, SAWS. So, I beg. I think it's the petitions. All it's gonna do is bring attention to a certain topic, or just make things a little more comfortable for these people in power. But even a man that, I don't know if you remember, I think it was last year or 2 years ago, where some senator or something like that attacked a girl in a shop.
Yeah, I saw that too. Again,
And I think he was
senator
found,
from the north.
he was found innocent, or he just had to apologize or some shit like that, and he goes about, he keeps his job. So, even with visual evidence of somebody just, being unfit to lead, unfit, like they just, I don't even know where to start with certain things out here, because shit, we got a president in America that's wilding out. So I don't want to say it's a Niger thing only, but those in power, those with money, are always going to find a way around things, and just got to play by their rules. It's just that simple, And this is why it's like, okay, so we just have to vote certain people out, and then get with people with some kind of conscience or fear or respect for dignity and human rights, and then we'll start talking about options. We got to dig our way out of one situation first before we face another situation.
Word.
Because we might just end up with dealing with something worse, and Nigeria's dealing with the same thing as well, where it's like, we didn't want this guy, we voted some other guy in, and now it's like, bruh, $1 is literally worth a handshake. Like, it's not worth a damn thing,
Yeah, they're struggling with that. I hope they figure it out, because it's really embarrassing that every time Nigeria seems to be in the news for anything, it's for embarrassing shit like this. So I hope they figure it out.
Right, and it's like, to then tell people to come to Nigeria, so it's better over there, is wild. It's absolutely wild. I'm sorry, like, it's wild. This is like, bro, if somebody were to tell you to come to Nigeria, knowing what you know about Nigeria, they would have to promise you so much for you to go to Nigeria. Am I bugging for saying that?
No, you're not bugging for saying that at all.
You can't, like, for me to just like, today, let's go to Nigeria. If I call you and tell you that that I got a mansion for you, I got security detail, a car, you know what I mean? Like, just for you to think about going to, you're not going to Nigeria to go live in an apartment and figure shit out. Let's apply for some jobs. Shit gonna take care of itself. And mind you, we know more than the average. We know more people than the average Nigerian does. It's just what it is. We're well privileged in Nigeria or outside Nigeria. Like, the good news that comes out of Nigerians or Nigeria are Nigerians outside of Nigeria for the most part.
This is true.
It is what it is.
Mostly coming from the diasporans.
Exactly. I'm not saying it's only, but it's mostly coming
majority, for sure.
Yeah. So it's like, bro, where are we going? What state? Like, let's take Lagos out, because even Lagos is wild, but let's take Lagos out the equation. Lagos and Abuja, take them out the equation. Where are you putting these people? Are they secure? Are they good? Like, if they call the cops, is cops coming? Is there light? Is there, you know what I mean? Like, people are going.
There's so many things that need to be fixed in that place, bro.
People don't have light in New York right now, and it's news.
Yeah.
You don't have light in Nigeria, you go about your day.
Yeah, you just figure it out.
Yeah, like, come on, bro.
Do you think that place is salvageable in our lifetime?
I do, because of what I see happening in America, right? And it's not that America is making change. It's just that once a generation says, like, yo, what the hell are y'all doing? Something gives, Something gives. Like, because I remember the old 80s and 90-year-olds when they would react to Obama's election.
Yeah.
Right? They were stunned. Even before he won. Like, Jeezy made my president is black before Obama won, right? Like, it was already breaking news that we had a black candidate that was taken seriously, you know what I mean? That was on the ballot, and it wasn't on some, you're dumb if you vote for him energy,
Yeah.
So, I think so because, like I said, this generation amazes me. They amaze me. They keep up with every damn topic in the world. Like they know about the explosion in Lebanon. They know about what's going on with no water in Detroit, not Detroit, in Michigan. They know about famine in Africa. They know about what's going on in China, So it's like they keep up with all these things. They educate each other through social media, through challenges, and yet, they live their lives. Of course, it's a lot to balance, and you don't want that for kids, but they just want so much more, and they are well connected. The marches are still going on in America, even though it's not being covered.
This is
so
a
I have
fact.
so much.
This is a fact. Did you see what happened in Chicago?
Yes. And bro, that's what I'm saying. All these things are happening. Like we got information overload, but not in this level. Like it was a couple months ago, was it a year ago? Was unrest in Chile, like everything that happens, they find a way to speak up, to bring attention to it, to donate and keep it moving to the next thing. And
yeah.
They do a lot. Like I'm amazed by this generation by far. Like I feel like an old head saying this, and it's no knock to our generation, but it's just maybe it's the information, how quickly information travels now. But they keep up with a lot. They keep up with a whole lot. This generation's a lot more sensitive with different cultures, and what's considered insensitive, what's considered disrespectful. How to communicate with them, how to respect their traditions. So I think I have a lot more hope for this generation. And people are communicating. A lot of people are communicating with those in Nigeria. A lot of people are letting people know what certain norms are. I don't know what this generation is going to look like in their 40s, 50s when they now become the leaders. But I have, at some point it's going to be this generation. So I have a higher expectation, just a lot more respect for this generation than I would say even ours. And
I agree.
It's just not. I wouldn't call it a knock because I think you do what you can. But I feel like when the baton is fully passed to this generation, it should be different results.
Word. We're aligned on that one. I was gonna ask, when do we think Nigeria's airport will be open to international travelers? But it looks like I'm hearing anything from October, November. But it's safe to say that Detty Dizemba is not happening this year.
It's very, very, very sanitary.
Yeah,
it's been sanitized.
Yeah, that's 100% a dub. What have you been watching?
Somebody throw hand sanitizer on the word.
hand tantalizer.
Yeah, on the word Detty Dizemba.
Too funny.
Yes.
Did you see the jollof risotto video that popped up?
Disgusting. It's okay. Bad vibes.
So we're not even going to talk about it, which was disgusting. TV Kineas, what have you been watching on TV?
I'm watching I May Destroy You.
Oh, with Michaela Coel. Very good series.
Yeah. Shout outs to her. Like, I can't.
Did you watch the finale?
No, I haven't watched it. I told you I was selling to you all weekend. I was supposed to watch it tonight, so I might watch it after we record. But
definitely watch it.
Yeah, I am so impressed by everything, and I've been listening and reading tweets, and a lot of people are saying it's been done as close to, like survivors of certain acts or certain cases are saying traumas. I'm trying to get the right word in, but they say it's very accurate. So
yeah,
I'm impressed because I'm seeing these things, and it's like there isn't a woe is me energy, but you take, as someone watching it, you're like, oh shit, what the fuck, So it has me captivated. It really has me captivated because she did great in Chewing Gum. I forgot the other show she was in that had to do with the Hutus and
the Tutsis.
Yeah, the about Rwanda. It was on Netflix as well. It's Chewing Gum. So she did great on that as well. And now I May Destroy You with HBO. So she's just wow,
killing it.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I want to catch up on. There's a few shows I want to catch up on. I know you had posted. I want to catch up on Umbrella Academy.
Yes, that is my favorite show right now.
I'm scared it's gonna suck, but I feel like
it's definitely not gonna suck.
Okay, cool. And Moesha and the other shows that were added to Netflix, I'm very excited to see. You know, obviously, these people are getting their check. I still think our auntie that's suing Netflix should get paid.
Monique, yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I mean, she is getting paid. The Parkers.
No, I'm talking about the lawsuit.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I agree. I think that she's overdue to get some money.
Yes, so I still think she should get paid, but while that's going on, I'm happy she's getting paid through the Parkers. And I don't watch Big Brother. You know, I love the tweets though, but I don't watch Big Brother.
I don't watch it either, but it's definitely being who we are. Our entire timeline. Once Big Brother's on in Nigeria, it's the only thing that's flooding our timeline. So I always see the tweets. I know the names. Yeah, we know who Watoni is, or you know what I'm saying, like
Laycon,
Tolani. Like we know the names, we just don't know what's actually going on. I just know that there's always somebody on the timeline going, "Yay! If I was this person, I would do this." Or this person is an idiot. Or when this person wins, I'm going to ask them out. Like that, I'm seeing all types of wild takes on the timeline that I don't understand. So, if anybody's listening and wants to give us a full breakdown about BB Niger and help us understand why people actually care, feel free to let us know. I think we'd be interested to learn about the hype behind BB Niger, but we both don't watch it. Not that we couldn't watch it,
we haven't made time for it.
Yeah, so there's that. But yeah, I mean, that sounds like everything that's pretty much...
Yeah, that's practically everything that's trending right now. Yeah, I'm just watching I May Destroy You. That's basketball is back, so that has my attention.
Oh, true. Have you been watching any sports?
Yeah, Bubble Life is back. I'm very excited. I'm
Bubble Life.
Very, 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 very happy that the NBA committed to the bubble. You know, where they're not making contact and they're not exposing themselves. You know, nothing that is foolproof, but for now it looks like things are safe for the people playing basketball. Because with baseball, a couple teams have had to shut down some dates because
people are being stupid.
Yeah, a coach caught it, a player got it.
They're wilding.
Yeah, they're just not controlling the excitement a little bit, and obviously, the sports owners are billionaires, so they have certain, they have money. You should be able to do it. It's just an investment. We know how much money these sports teams are worth. But shout out to the NBA for getting it right.
Yeah, agreed. So there's that. Oh, did you see Dame Lillard basically wilding right before we started recording?
Yeah. So he dropped 61, and this is episode 62. So
symbolic.
It's there. The signs are there +1. But Dame Lillard is a certified stud. And he will prove himself when given a chance. So
he's actually a really good rapper too. Have you ever heard him rap?
I've heard a couple songs. Yes, I've heard a couple
talented,
songs.
Man.
And obviously the diss record he did against Shaq, so that caught some attention. But he's very talented. I know it's very hard for people to see people as two things. So it's going to be hard for him to break through that without that pop record. But he's talented.
Agreed.
He's very, very talented.
Agreed. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much all I got. Do you have any other topics in your?
No, it's just it's so obviously the pandemic is going on. Lives are still being lost. A vaccine, we're hearing hints of a vaccine coming out of Russia, but we're also hearing they cut corners and it's going to be scary. So it's a lot going on. And just even when we weren't dropping topics, we were just, making sure we're safe and being healthy. And we're still going to keep pushing that narrative, be safe, people, wear whatever protective gear you got to wear just to continue being safe. I don't know. I feel like that's still the elephant in the room. There's so much going on, but it's insane. And also, we spoke on the Lebanon topic a little bit, just, our prayers and thoughts with all that's going on in the world, but that video looked wild. It looked absolutely
for sure.
Beirut, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, it's. Oh, the name of the Netflix show that I was talking about is called Black Earth Rising. It only had one season.
That was the one. Yes, that was the last thing that I saw her in as well.
Yes,
she killed that role.
She does the thing. She does the thing. When she got a bald head scene, you know she about to kill it.
Yeah, it's true, Sha. I mean, she was wearing a wig. She was wearing a wig throughout I May Destroy You too.
She was flexing, but once that wig come off, she be doing her thing.
Yeah, she's incredible at what she does. I mean, writing, directing, acting, all of it. It's not really often that you see someone that just nails it. Yeah.
Just a talented black woman.
Yeah, she deserves the flowers while she's here to see that.
And definitely EB things.
Anything else we can talk about before Song of the Week?
That's it. That's it. I don't think. I think that's what we wanted to speak on.
Okay. Do you know what song you're going with this week?
Yes, I do. I think everybody knows who this artist is. Well, I don't know. I don't know if he's popped as much. But I'm a fan of his sound.
Okay.
I'm trying to think what song. I think I'll go with Bad Influence.
Oh, that's a good record.
Yeah, by Omale.
It's a good record. I have a story I'll find out to tell you about that, but that's a really good record. Yeah. Shout outs to Omale and Omale's team. Yes.
Yes, I think there's just so much new sounds coming out of the country, and I think we just have to do our part to share it. But yeah, this is Omale, Bad Influence.
Every single place you find yourself, you gotta do it. I'm rolling on your wheel now. I'm drinking Hennessy now. I hope you see now. Say you don't bust my eyeglass. You don't scatter my plans. See my eye, I don't cross. Put me for ambulance. See why you make me be. See why you make me big. See what you did to me. God save me, please. I know you got me now. I know you got me now. I know you got me now. Followed you up and down. Followed you up and down, followed you up and now I don't lost my mind. Now I don't lost my mind. Now I don't lost my. Now I know you lied. Now I know you lied. Now I know, cause the doctor said I burnt my liver. I've been drinking. Used to sing and play my guitar. Now I'm lost in this bizarre. Everything I do, everything where you talk, I do. Everything where you ask, I do. Say you don't bust my eyeglass. You don't scatter my plans. See my eye, I don't cross. You put me for ambulance. See why you make me big. See why you make me big. See what you did to me. God save me, please.
That was Bad Influence by Omale. He has the EP is called Get Laid. So it's GETLAYD.
Well done. So the record that I'm gonna go with this week is you're familiar with Mo Logo, right?
Yes. Oh yes.
So he dropped his new EP Me. I want to say a few weeks ago, and there was a record that that's on it that he's pushing as a single called Kushi. He just dropped a video not so long ago. Dope, creative.
Mo Logo is a great writer, great artist. has a personality. He's from Inetland.
He's from Inetland. He's stupid.
Very, very talented.
Agreed. So yeah, I've decided that's the record I'm gonna go with this week, Koshi.
Leave her, that's my friend. Leave her, find your own. Leave her, Koshi. If I show you love, don't you move funny. You're my kryptonite. Just come home, you worry. All these things for you, crazy for you. If I die and come back again, I'll do it over again. Rather me, leave her, that's my friend. Leave her, that's my own. Leave her, don't go there. Rather me, leave her, that's my friend. Leave her, that's my own. Leave her, don't go there. You are my love. You are the one. You are one in a million, my love. You are my love. You are the one. You are one in a million, my love. The things you do to me, I feel so lucky. No one can take your place, yeah. Oh, things you do to me, I feel so lucky. No one can take your place. Leave her, that's my friend. Leave her, that's my own. Leave her, don't go there. Leave her, that's my friend. Leave her, that's my own. Leave her, don't go there. Leave her, that's my friend. Leave her, that's my own. Leave her, don't go there. Leave her, that's my friend. Leave her, that's my own. Leave her, don't go there. The things you do to me, I feel so lucky. No one can take your place, yeah. Oh, things you do to me, I feel so lucky. No one can take your place. Rather me, when you hear me say logo, you know it's a banger. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Rather me,
Yeah, there it is. That's Malogo's Koshi, man. Shout out to Malogo. Shout out to all the UK in it, man. Them.
Gang. We're back. We're definitely back. We took a little hiatus. But you know, our skin is glowing. Liver, kidney, all of it is in good condition. We're back. We went blowing hookah smokes and drinking in the streets of New York. We're out here being good citizens.
These are all facts.
Right. So, but we're back. We'll have way more episodes coming. We have a lot of news outside of soon they're trying to make the beats off a lunch table in his background. We have
beats off a lunch table.
Yeah, I don't know. It sounded like you were doing the.
So I can't use microwave again.
Okay, that's what that was. Okay.
It's okay.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here.
I get it.
You should be using a pot. You know.
Wow, guy, I have not fully converted to Ghanaian yet. I'm not Kwame Nana yet.
Okay, I mean, because if you use a pot, it's twice as fast.
Wow, well done. We'll be sure to tell Burna Boy that I'm going to for them.
Because if it's burning, it's twice as okay.
You are ridiculous.
Anyway, now, be safe, people. Keep continuing to social distance. Wear your mask. Do not be a foolish person that wears a mask, but when they get close to somebody, they take the mask off.
I know a lot of people like that, which is why I've been avoiding everyone.
It serves no purpose. Like somebody was talking to that day, and I said, "Huh?" And they took their mask off, and they were one of those sit while they talk people, and I was.
It sounds like Bronx behavior, which is why I'm leaving it to y'all to figure it out on your end.
Let's see where I see where this is going. It's all right.
It's cool. It sounds like Bronx behavior.
All right.
Blessings to all of you.
Divisive energy. On the anniversary of hip hop, you are attacking BAWO.
Oh, shout outs to DJ Kool Herc, man. I saw that on the timeline today too, where people weren't sure when the date to, I guess, give it to hip hop started, whether it was 47 years ago or in the 60s or whatever. Yeah. But they will figure it out, Sha.
Whatever it is, give us our flowers.
That's funny.
Yeah. I'll shout out all the plants, mom and dads, because now them food. Did you do any of that? Were you growing plants? Were you keeping what's the name of that bottle that everybody likes?
Azul. So I didn't know that because I'm a responsible human. So I didn't do any of that. But what I will say is I know mad plant moms that decided to get plants during this season that all their plants died. So, and I feel like if you can't really handle a plant, it just tells me you couldn't handle a human. So I know all the people I need to stay away from moving forward.
Wow, look at you on your Kanye shit. You're pro-life, I see.
I am pro-choice.
And they chose to kill the plants, and this is how you react.
That's basically it.
Yes. Say no, don't go down that path, bro.
That's it, you know what I'm saying?
All right, we shall wrap it up here. Appreciate you listening.
That's what she said?
Appreciate you listening. Oh, we shall wrap it up here. Oh,
hey, you see, you got jokes. You have African giant jokes. I have my own jokes.
Twice As Tall should be out by our next episode, so we're very excited. We're very excited for Twice As Tall music.
Should be a good time.
Talent said we don't know when the rest of these other artists are gonna drop their music. Well, outside of Adekunle, so yeah, we'll have a lot to cover. You know, as you're listening to the song, just know we're listening with you, and we'll have a lot to cover.
It's definitely going to be a fun upcoming few weeks for sure.
Yes, and we have some sponsors we're going to be announcing as the episode goes. We have some contracts being signed. We'll soon update you all.
Maybe some giveaways.
Plenty giveaways. Plenty.
The other thing that stinks is that
we're paying y'all.
Yeah, but with the USPS being kind of in shambles right now, we got to figure out a better way to get to giveaways.
And we don't have scooters to drive city to city.
They just basically,
they're limiting our ways to show love back, but we'll figure it out.
The Nigerians will say that they are limiting our enemies. You understand?
God forbid.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for your time, and this is going to be a great week for all of us. You know, make sure you don't let the timeline drag you into a dirty place. You know, it's a very busy place on the timeline. Make sure you're taking breaks and things like that.
Peace, y'all.
Peace.
It's all over.